Yo guys, what's going on? It's Lewis here with Crypto Elite, and I'm going to do another market update. This one actually is not going to be too crazy because really nothing significant has happened, and I'm still on track for the most part of everything that I said last time. So I'm just going to go over everything pretty quickly and just share a few variables. So first things first, let's look at the market cycles because all of the fundamental stuff is still the same, right? There's no fear and greed index. The fear and greed index isn't in my area that I want it to be in to really make a difference. Same thing with the MVRVZ score, same thing with the R hodl ratio, all that stuff. So when they get into the zones, that's when I'll make another video, or if something exciting happens, then I'll add those into the video again. But let's just go over the big picture stuff real quick. We got this halving happening approximately April of 2024, so that's next year, and that's under a year away. So we're getting pretty close, to the halving. And let's look at the last halving. The last halving was right here. This was May of 2020, and we had a nice run up. And then we, had the move down. So Bitcoin had a nice 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 month run up, followed by a big move down, and then the halving happened. And let's say a month, or we'll say 2 months before the halving, it started to really move up. So if that same thing happens, then that means that we will see 1, 2, 3. We've already had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, how about 6 moves up already? So that means that we might come back down, and I'll say we'd come back down to this right here, because this is the biggest support, and then this is the deviation, right? So if this same thing is going to happen here, this is what it's going to look like. And I'll just point that out just to make it more obvious. So something like that, right? Let's see what happened the first time. Well, the first time, or the second halving wasn't, it was all the way back in 2016, but I guess if we do look at it just from a technical perspective, just what happened? Well, in 2016, it basically ran up. It basically ran up from the low all the way until the halving, and then it had a little bit of a dip, sell the rumor, sell the news, buy the rumor, sell the news type deal. And then it spiked up. So if this happens, then we would obviously see a continuation to the, don't want to move that at all. Then we would obviously see a continuation to the upside. So honestly, it could go either way. And that's why you have to have a lot of different indicators, or I guess charts, candlestick formations, and yeah, I guess indicators is the right word. Just things to keep in mind and to look at, instead of just saying like one thing, because is it going to go down like how it did back here, or is it going to go up like how it did back here? You don't know. So what I'm looking at is just simply the highs and the lows and the market structure. I'm looking at it on the weekly time frame, and if we're in an uptrend, we're in an uptrend. If we're in a downtrend, then if we're in an uptrend, then I'll look for longs. If we're in a downtrend, then I'll look for shorts. That's pretty much it. Let's just see if there's anything else on this chart that I could see. Monthly, nothing really on the MACD. The stochastic is pretty overbought on the monthly, but the RSI is looking pretty good. So basically a wash all around here. Yeah, I do think that fundamentally speaking, because I'm gonna erase this because I don't want people to think that that's what I'm thinking is gonna happen. I don't think that this is gonna happen. What fundamentally, we have all of this news. We have the BlackRock ETF coming up. We have the Fidelity, I believe, and Charles Schwab and some other big institutions creating their own exchange. We have so many like big fundamentally positive catalysts happening that I think that we're gonna continue this uptrend. But of course, everything is relative, so we're just gonna need to figure this one out. The one thing that I do want to say is that, technically speaking, any time before the halving is a good time to buy. So really, like, if we're gonna have another bull market and this thing's gonna really pop off like everyone thinks it's gonna do, which I think it's gonna do too, then we're still, just look at this. We're still underneath here. So we're still underneath this major, even if we can bring this down a little bit, we're still underneath this major area. So it's like, if you're thinking super long term, then just stack. Just start to stack every week. As long as we're underneath 30,000, that's a value zone, because if you take the fib from the bottom to the top, you know, this is from 3,800, let's say 4,000, and let's just call this, you know, 70K. So from 4,000 to 70K, what's the halfway point? Well, the halfway point is, you know, 36,000. So underneath that, anything underneath 36, you know, technically speaking, is value. It's a value play for Bitcoin. So I stack every week. That's just what I want to mention. I stack every week, but obviously I also trade. So that is just the bigger, you know, high time frame, big picture stuff. Let's just go down into the lower time frames and do, like, I guess, a recap. Okay, so I'm looking at the Bitcoin chart, and this is a little tough. This is a little tough here, because if we look at this we could see there's a clear trend line right here, clear support trend line right now. And obviously I wanted the price to come down and tap it. Not only that, but this level right here is the 50% of this swing low to swing high, which is also the June low to June high. Okay, so on top of that, we had this huge, I should probably bring this down a little bit, although this was accurate. I should probably bring this down. This huge level where it was resistance, plenty of resistance, followed by a little bit of support, followed by more resistance, right? So we got we get a retouch right here. So the question that I'm thinking now is, like, is this it? Like, was this the retouch, and then now we're off to the races, and we're gonna put in something? Let me do this right here, and we're gonna do something like this, and then move up. So is this move that's happening right now the classic? Hold on a second. It goes like this. So this move, this needs to come down now. So this right here is the breaker now, because this should have been the bullish order block. I mean, the bearish order block. So what I'm looking at is, like, when you see it's, I'll just show it to you on the charts. So when you see something like this happen, this broke the market structure down here, right? This was the low, this was the high, it broke down below the low, okay? It broke down below the low. So then you look for shorts, okay? So you look for shorts, and let's say you didn't get in that one, okay? Well, down here, this candle right here broke this low right here, broke this low, this huge support area, right? So what do? You look for shorts. Where do you look for shorts at? If I zoom in a little bit, make it a little bit tighter, you look for shorts right here in this candle, because this is the up move before the down move that broke the market structure. So this right here is the bearish order block. So I mean, looking at it that way, we're in a downtrend, okay? And we simply did something, and then we did something like this, and then and now the question, and we hit the obviously the bearish order block. The thing though is, like, how we hit it. It's like, how did we hit it? Because if this right here would have done something like this, move and then move up, okay, that's an easy, obviously short continuation. But it didn't. It did this bullshit. Sorry, it did this. Let me do this. Where it broke the market structure first and swept the lows. Okay, it swept the lows and then pumped up, technically making this a bullish breaker. So if you're going by the books, then this is a long. This would be the long, and this would be the long setup. You would buy here. Your stop could go a little bit underneath the breaker, say like right there. And then where would you target? Well, you'd probably target the range high, probably somewhere up here. So it's a decent long, right? Decent long. However, we didn't get to, like, I guess we did. I guess we did tap the area. It's just, it doesn't, in my mind, this doesn't seem like it's a long, right? It doesn't feel like a long, but technically this is a long. But then also now we have this, and no, because this candle right here is also extremely bullish, which is great. But we have this extremely bullish candle into this extremely bearish candle. This just looks like it wants to pull some BS, where it just like does this huge move up and then fully retraces. That's what it's looking like to me. But because it is what it is, I sort of have to take a long. But I don't want to. Maybe what I'll do is, because I really am strongly bullish right here, is I'll just start stacking my orders in. I'll just stack a little in. So I'll stack some in here, and then if it comes down here, I'll stack the rest. That's probably gonna be my move. Okay, actually, I take that back. I'm not gonna buy Bitcoin. I'm not gonna do what I just said. I'm not gonna stack my orders. I'm gonna wait. I think that this is a fake. I think that this is fake. I don't think that it's gonna keep on going up. I think that if I want to buy it, I need to see it come up. I need to see it come up more. I need to see it break this. I need to see it break this bearish order block on the daily. I don't want to use the 12-hour. Even though the 12-hour formed a bullish breaker formation, I'm going to use the daily because look at the dollar. Look at how powerful the dollar looks. And this I plotted out like a long time ago, and so I think the dollar has a lot more room to the upside, and when the dollar goes up, Bitcoin usually goes down, right? So I'm not going to be in a rush to long Bitcoin. That's the main thing. I'm just not going to be in a rush to long Bitcoin. Like what this looks like to me. And also, not only that, but let's go back to the Bitcoin chart. Look at how bad the weekly time frame looked, with all of these long wicks into the resistance, just wick or into this resistance right here. Just it couldn't come past this. It couldn't break through. So just so many long wicks, a huge shooting star on the weekly, and then we're going down, and we hardly went down at all so far. I think that we're gonna continue. I think we're gonna continue moving down. This is such a good area. This horizontal and diagonal supports plus the 50%. And we're not even in the discount of the range. We're still in the premium of the range. So I'm not gonna long it. I'm not gonna long this because we have the dollar that looks super strong. Look at equities too. We're coming into this major resistance right here. This was a swing top. This was a swing high. We're back. We're right into it. Okay, and it's equities are crazy. The S&P 500. It's extremely bullish. But why is this? I don't know why. I don't know why this whole thing is my resistance. It shouldn't be this whole. Well, I guess this was the bearish order block. That's why this is the ultimate bearish order block. The up move before the down move that broke the market structure. Popped into it here before selling off hard. So we're back into it. A lot of time has passed though. So this is still a bullish chart. Don't get me wrong. Equities, the S&P 500, it's still bullish, but it's not looking like it's going to remain bullish for that much longer, or more so of the fact it's coming into big resistance. It's coming into the biggest resistance in a while. I would argue that this right here was the biggest resistance that it had, because this was the 61.8 of this entire move down, and it was the previous swing high and a lot of support resistance right here. So this was the biggest resistance and sort of just flew right past it. But now we're getting into another pretty big resistance. So yeah, I'm hesitant on equities. The dollar looks strong. Gut feeling, Bitcoin gut feeling is not good right now short term. It didn't get into my zone and print something amazing. And also the price came up into the bearish order block, and we're in a downtrend. So yes, can it continue moving up? Sure. But if it moves up, then I'll get in on a retest of this. This will become the bullish order block. This right here, it's moving down. This is exactly what it should do. It should technically do this. Down, up, and then down, and then up again, and then down again. That's technically what it should do if it's continuing the trend. High, low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. That's what it technically should do on the daily. So that's what I'm going to think that it's going to do. If it comes above here though, then get in on the retest and then aim for the highs. And honestly, probably higher, probably 30, 32 to 36. So that's Bitcoin for sure. I'm going to wait. I'm just going to wait it out. I'm going to stick to my game plan. Sticking to my game plan. It's been a while. So you want something to happen, but sometimes nothing happens. So that's Bitcoin. And then we got Ethereum. So for Ethereum, let me do this real quick. Yeah, so checking Ethereum out. What do we got? We got this really nice long wick candle. It was a wick down that created a swing failure of this low right here. So this is a bullish candle, but it's like I want this candle to happen down here. Like I want this to come down just a little bit so that it happens on this trend line and at the 61.8 or the 50 and at the 200-day moving average. Like that's like this right here. This right here is perfect. This is the most perfect like candle that you get. You see this type of candle, it tags the trend line, which was created from, you know, these lows down here. It tags the 200-day moving average. It's, you know, in a liquidity zone. It's perfect, right? Then you long. This right here is way too high. It's way too high. Unless you're looking at it as if this right here is the support and but even if this was the support, I want it to come down and I want it to do this candle in the support. I don't want it to just wick into the support. So just like Bitcoin, I'm going to stick to my game plan and I'm not going to just automatically long it because I want this to happen down here. What are my other charts look like? Pretty much the same thing. Yeah, I'm looking at this higher time frame, not the higher time frame, but I'm just looking at this chart. It's cleaner, looks easier to understand. Yeah, let's say this is an inverse head and shoulders. Like here's the left shoulder, here's the head. Okay, I want it to come back down to the top of the left shoulder. Like, and then I want it to move up. So another reason why I want to wait for it to come down here. This is like no man's land. Same thing as if you take the bottom to the top of June's level, just like how the swing low, swing high of June, just like how you did on Bitcoin. Where are we? We're at the 30. We're on the right side, which is not good. In a downtrend, which is not good. In the premium zone, which is not good. Like you don't want to buy up here. It could pump all the way up here. You wouldn't want to buy it. Like you want to buy it below this area. If we're super bullish, then yeah, buy at the 38.2. Like buy right here. And even so, right here, this candle, this is good. This is at the support and it's at the 38.2, but like I don't know. It just doesn't fit my criteria of what I would of like me wanting to get into a trade, you know. Just doesn't do it. Sorry. And this one did come up above the bearish order block, but now this is technically a bullish breaker, but it sort of is looking like it's going to close below here. It's looking like it's going to close below here, which then would make this which then would make this like invalidate this, you know. So yeah, I'm going to wait. Just simply wait. Let's look at the ETH against Bitcoin chart. So I like ETH. I like to just stack ETH against Bitcoin, like as long as it's underneath basically this line, and then just sell it as it, you know, moves up. But looking at this on the weekly, I do like how this created basically a deviation, you know, move down, move up on the weekly. Let's go down the daily chart. It's a lot easier to see. Pretty much swing low, retap of the low, move down below it, come back up. Okay, that's the deviation. Get in at the bullish order block, right here. Come on, let's tag this thing, whatever. So this is the bullish order block. And so you would get in here, put a stop probably down here, and then target the high. So where would you target? T1 would be right here, but then there would also be target 2 would be right here, and then probably target 3 would be somewhere up here. So yeah, I'm still more heavily in ETH than I am in Bitcoin. So that's Ethereum. I'll probably want to go more into Ethereum if it does come down here. And this is what I was talking about for Ethereum. This is exactly what I said on my last stream. I'm waiting for it to, you know, come down and do a move like this. I want to see this happening on Ethereum down here in this zone. Okay, so here's a good point. Here's a good point. In trading, if you're trading, what you do, or what I do in trading, is I create levels. Okay, so or I create areas of interest. So for me, this whole green box right here, this is an area of interest, a support area of interest. Why is it a support area of interest, you ask? Well, number one, we had a ton of support here, and we zoomed up from there. And when we came back down, we just missed it and then zoomed up again. We tapped it, zoomed up, tap it again, and then tap it again. And then when we fell down below it and then reclaimed it, there was not even we didn't even get a retrace after the reclaim, but we just zoomed up from there again. So if it comes back down into this area where it has pumped multiple times from before, I would assume that it's going to pump again from there. That's my assumption. And then I'll go into the lower time frames and I'll look for long setups in this area. Anything. Oh yeah. And then I will look for shorts, or I'll look to sell at the swing highs. So here and here, this is a clear resistance area. You could also argue that, like, this could be the resistance because of all of these touches, right? But I like this area right here as the clear resistance, because I'm more of like a degenerate, so I swing for the fences. And so anything that happens outside of these two areas, I don't care. So that's another reason why I didn't make an update. I should probably just only make updates when things come into my areas. But yeah, anything outside of these areas, I don't care. I consider why does this always happen? I consider all of this noise. The ETH could literally do this, come down here, come up here, come down, come all the way up, come down. ETH could do this, and I won't take a trade. I won't take a trade because it didn't fit my criteria of I need to see a bullish order block, a bullish breaker, a hammer, a bullish hammer like this, or double bottom and inverse head and shoulders. I need to see something happening, but I need to see it happening in the support area. If it doesn't happen in the support area, I don't care, okay? And the reason why I could do this is because I'm not looking at it like, okay, here's the support and here's the resistance, and I'm only gonna, do something down here or up here. Like, this is a huge range. So this would be a little ridiculous if, you didn't do anything unless it came back down here or came back up here. It wouldn't be ridiculous, but, you wouldn't be in a lot of trades. But for me, I could wait a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month before getting into a trade if there's no volatility, if it doesn't come back down to my area of interest and put in the bullish formation or the bearish formations that I look for. I'm totally fine not putting on trades. And it's like, I'm only going to do it. I'm only going to put on trades when I see high probability trade setups, because you just get in trouble when you don't, you get in trouble when you rush, when you FOMO in. Like, I'm sure there are people, I bet you there are traders, there are newer traders or people out there that say, oh, look, I need to get in now because we created we came back into the range and we created a bullish breaker. So I'm going to buy here, stop goes underneath here, and then I'm going to target the long, going to target the highs, right? You could do that. But what if we come down here, you get stopped out, and then we put something like this in, or we put something, like this in. I guess if you're in front of your computer 24/7, then yeah, you could look at that, and then you'll get stopped out of your original trade. And then if something bullish happens, then you'll just get right back into a trade. Yeah, that's a possibility. But I'm not in front of my computer 24/7 looking at the charts, I have my alerts in, and when my alerts go off, I'll look at it. But I'm not going to sit in front of my computer for 8 hours just staring, just like, okay, what am I doing? I want to do other things with my life. So pretty much same, waiting for Ethereum to reach this area, or this area. If it doesn't, then, I'm going to have to figure something else out, which I already have, actually, to be honest. So, and what I have figured out is Doge. Yes, Dogecoin. So here's the thing. This is the way I trade. Basically, technicals, I'm like 99% technically a technical trader, okay? However, if there is some form of fundamental catalyst for a coin, I will look to trade that coin in particular. So what do we have going on? Well, as you might have noticed, Twitter.com rebranded to X.com. Okay, that's some news. What you might also have noticed is that Elon Musk likes to talk about Dogecoin. What you might also have noticed is that Elon Musk said that he wants X.com to be the everything app and include digital cryptocurrency payments. Put all those things together. What do you have? You have speculation that Dogecoin will be implemented into Twitter or X.com. Do I think that will happen? Probably not. However, is that going to stop people from speculating and shooting the price up? And does that create a better narrative for Dogecoin than, say, I don't know, Matic or Arbitrum or my favorite quant network or even Bitcoin or even Ethereum? Yeah, it does. It creates a narrative. And if there's a narrative and people buy it, then that just creates for an easier trade. So that's what I like to do. So I'm looking at Doge. Okay. I'm looking at Doge. And what do I see? I see on the weekly time frame, we had this, high, low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. And now we have a higher high. Whoa, what's going on here? We have low, high, low, high, low, and then high. So this right here is the bullish breaker on the weekly time frame. Boom. If it comes back down here, which I believe it will, then I want to buy it and shoot for this big weekly resistance at just 90 cents. This is actually a really bullish candle, but just like how we had that bullish candle on Bitcoin and Ethereum, I'm not going to be buying it. I'm not going to be buying this candle. I'm going to be waiting for something else to happen. Primarily, I'm going to be waiting for it to come down here. And then when it does, I want to see this happen. And I want to get in right there. That's what I'm looking for. Or I'm going to draw this out. Looking for this. These are I'm drawing these to remind me to look for these things when the price comes down here. So I'll put in alerts, Okay, so like literally any of these things. And if it comes down here, I'll look for these things and then I'll buy it and I'll aim for 90 cents. And this will be my biggest bag. Do not get me wrong. This will definitely be my biggest bag in my trading account. Just waiting for this to happen. And that's going to be Doge. Next up, I want to talk about this very controversial coin called WorldCoin. If you are not aware, WorldCoin was created by Sam Bankman-Fried. Another topic, bald coin. But no, WorldCoin was created by, I don't want to say Elon Musk's nemesis, but the same guy who created ChatGPT. And honestly, the chart isn't looking terrible, but there's not enough data to really make a decision. However, I mean, just looking at it, this is an ascending triangle. So ascending triangles are bullish because the buying pressures, it just gets greater and greater and greater. So if you're only using chart patterns on this coin that just came out, this is an ascending triangle, which means that it will probably move higher. And that's really all I got for this coin. It's really all I got for this. If it comes, I mean, yeah, hold on. I sort of want to buy some just for the speculation of it, just because it has so much speculation around it. But I would say break this trend line and then short it. Break the trend line, short it, TP1, and then, who knows, TP2 just down forever, probably 1.5. So that's the game plan for WorldCoin. All right, and I'm going to end this one with XRP because you could probably tell I am a bit exhausted right now. So I just took the fib from the bottom top, look at it where something makes sense compared to the previous resistances. Okay, well, 78.6 makes sense to me. Should probably bring this down just a tad. And not only is it the resistances, but previous support as well. So I think it's going to come down, do something down here, and then pop up and hit the 50% at least. So this is my trade that I'm planning on putting on for XRP. But just like last time, just like, everything else and most other things, nothing really has happened to change my mind on the topic. That's I'm looking at some other things. I'm just looking at some other stuff. But yeah, if something else happens, then I'll just make another update. Ooh, wait a minute. OP against Bitcoin is looking not very good. How on this chart, I sort of want to short OP. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know why I'm making those noises. Okay, so yeah, okay. I'll do this. I will short. Here's a trade for you. If you've stuck around to the end of this video, you are now reaching the alpha zone where I actually give out a trade. This is actually looking really good. This is actually hitting a lot of my criteria. Holy shit. It's looking like really good. What the fuck? Okay. All right. So I guess I'm shorting OP. So let's take a look at OP. We had this. Oh my God. What's going on here? Look at this. Let me do this. Hold on a second. Down. It was basically down only. Swing low. Hold on. Swing low, swing high, swing low, swing high, swing low, swing high, and then finally a higher low, and then double bottom. Higher low, double bottom. Higher low right here, double bottom. Then came up and we went through. We came through this right here. Never got a reclaim. Never got a retest of this area, right, of this bullish breaker. However, we did get a retest right here of this, major support / resistance area. So we did get that, and we got that twice. Really good, right? And then we are moving up. We moved up. So from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm not sure if you could actually count that because the third wave isn't like really as. Anyway, I'm getting too much into the details. The thing that I'm looking at right now is this. This is what I'm looking at. Here's swing low, swing high, swing low. So this right here is technically a bearish order block that was not tagged until this candle wicked into it and then fell down, and then this tagged it again, this tagged it again. So this was a bearish order block. Finally, this candle right here went above it. So we're either one of two things is going to happen. It's either going to go up or it's going to go down. However, look at this huge long wick candle to the upside. Huge long wick candle to the upside created a swing failure pattern of all of these, highs. This one, right? Then we have this RSI. RSI is going down, but the price is going up. What do we call that? We call that a bearish divergence on the RSI. Then we have the stochastic RSI, which also is all the way in the overbought territory. Then we have the MACD, where we have the MACD very, very high, comes down, goes down below the zero line, comes back up and creates a lower high. What do we call that? We call that a bearish divergence on the MACD. And this is on the daily time frame, which is a pretty high time frame. So yeah, things are looking bearish for not to mention bald, the rug. There was all these rugs that just happened recently, and they used OP as the chain to perform all their rugs on. So OP might be hurting, or Coinbase might be hurting, and they might need to sell some of their OP. So with saying all of that, that is the long tool. I'm going to put on a short tool. I'm going to start opening up a short, and I'm going to do this. This will be my short. Now, Lewis, this is a special short, right? Why is this special? Because you're saying to yourself, Lewis, this is a 0.65R. I'm not going to put the short on all right here. I'm going to stack my orders up. You stack your orders up. Oh, what do you know? All of a sudden, it's a 1.5R trade. 1.5R trade with the bearish divergences on the MACD and the RSI into the resistance. Not looking too bad. So I'm just going to leave this here. And I'm just going to put stack orders. All right. So there you go. There's the trade. There's the trade for this video. Stacking. I'm going to start right now. Start off small. Let's say I put 1,000 in here, 1,000 in here, 1,000 here, 1,000 here, 1,000 in here, 1,000 here. I just keep on stacking it up, right? Stacking it up. Probably put more than that, but do that, and then falls down. Start taking my profit, and that's going to be the trade. Not only do we have the confluence on all of those things I just mentioned on the indicators and the price action on the USDT chart, but also on the Bitcoin chart. Look at this. Two massive long wick bearish candles at the resistance on the Bitcoin chart. So, and things in the overbought territory. Is there are also a and a bearish divergence on the Bitcoin chart as well for OP. So yeah, things are not looking good for OP. I might actually put more into my short down here and just make it like a 1 hour trade because it's looking so good. But yeah, that is what I'll do. And then let's go down to the 12-hour, 4-hour. You know what you could do too? Going down to the lower time frames. You could put on a trade like, could put on something like this and then just do that. That's a possibility. Maybe I'll just do that. No, I'm pretty confident in this. I'm pretty confident it's going to go down. So yeah, I'm going to do this actually. This is what I'm going to do. Start stacking in some sell orders. But I'm also stacking in buy orders for Dogecoin. And if Dogecoin comes down here, I'm freaking buying it. Anyway, did I not say that this was going to be the end of the stream, like the video, like 20 minutes ago? All right, I'm going to end this video here because I have a lot of work I need to do. I have so much work I need to do. It's crazy. So I'm going to end this here and I will update when something exciting happens. Okay. So thanks again for watching. Like, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.